ladies. So it looks like today we are going to be looking at Unit 2. So we're going to read along with the full unit narrative. So we'll have our books open to that, but we're also going to be watching a video along with it. So you guys can take notes however you'd like. You can annotate on your sticky notes or on your scrap paper. And what I want you guys to be focusing on is just what are the big ideas?
How they're relating all these different ways that we can look at this type of representation into these different equations. And so I felt like that matched connecting fractions and multiplication to division, because that's exactly what's happening in every single one of them. And then it could be part of B because you're beginning to see the representation also. But
so I would say
I think it's more about seeing that it can be written in different ways. I think that this is actually really good to see these representations, because just what I was thinking right now, I am predicting that this is where kids are going to get confused. They're going to go, okay, well, wait a minute. How am I going to see this? Is this one whole? But if you look at it, this breaks it down right here. And if we pay attention to that throughout the lesson and just make sure that we're saying that this is one unit right here, and you can see that again right here. So they're keeping that the same also, that I think that we can kind of ground back to
throughout. I think that first part of it really just is the unit. It's the
absolutely,
whole thing.
100%. And then the representation, is that it connects throughout the whole unit too.
Right.
Do we feel good about the knows and shows for our standard? Yes. The next step 3 is to choose a lesson that you'll be internalizing next time. So next time that there's a meeting, we'll spend time internalizing lesson 6 from this unit. So step 4 is looking at those end of unit tasks.
put together. In total, my 6 kilometers.
So we have our end of unit assessment, and we're going to focus today on the 2 tasks from the end of unit assessment that connect to the standard. So just doing more of the math and doing more of the work and thinking more about what do we expect students to show, to see if there's anything else that we can add to our thinking.
But I feel like some kids really struggle with that area model, and can they get the answer? So we have to decide, do we want them to be able to just get the answer, and they can explain how they know their answer is reasonable, or should they also be able to show it?
Or is this meeting the standards and this is exceeding the standards? Because that modeling piece is a high
I
level.
think this is meeting the standards,
think
because
it
I
is?
think for kids to truly understand what this answer means of 1 1/5, I see most kids answering it's just 1/5. I took 1/5
Right.
of the 6. That's what my answer is. It's 1/5.
So you're a 2.
Right here, absolutely. But I think that this makes the most sense because I can get to my answer of 1 1/5, but this does not
It does
match.
not.
what
No,
that
it doesn't
is.
match, and
Whereas
so
you
that
actually
shows the
broke it
deeper
up
understanding.
into.
Yes.
But I think that this goes back to what we talked about earlier in that show part, and we were kind of going back and forth whether kids need to actually understand that word of. I think in this kind of situation, absolutely, because we were taking 1/5 of 6 parts.
That's where my brain went. Mine always goes to the of. 1/5 of the area. So 1/5 of the farm is that, well, that's 1/5 times the area.
And so, yeah, you end up with those 6/5.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at the standard, it says solve word problems involving division of whole numbers leading to answers by using visual fraction models or equations to represent the problem. So they need to use that to represent it. And then we talked about how we want them to know that reasoning. So they need to know why they're using those numbers.
Yes.
Not just that they're keep, change, flip.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.